Good morning. Today we will discuss about the factorial design. So factorial designs basically here in this there are two types actually in this. One is a simple factorial design, another one is complex factorial design. We shall see what exactly the simple factorial design is. In simple factorial design, I would like to take an example. Suppose you have a class in which 20 students are there. Among the 20 students, you are planning to see the effect of conducting classes for one group 1 hour, for another group 4 hours. So this becomes one factor where 1 hour and 4 hours are the two levels of that particular factor. That is, number of hours of teaching is your one factor. Another factor will add, that is inside the classroom and outside the classroom. So this becomes another factor with the two different variations, that is inside and outside. So total in all you get 4 combinations. So you require 4 groups of students to undergo these variable factors. So what you get here is one treatment is 1 hour teaching, another treatment is 4 hour teaching. So we can call this as treatment A and treatment B. And in that, the two levels in each one are inside and outside the classroom. So like this, for each one, you get 2 levels and 2 factors. So total possible combinations are 4. So this is a simple factorial design. Now, what are the uses of this? So here in the example, you can see the control variables are level 1 and level 2. The treatments 1 hour and 4 hour can be treatments, and level 1, level 2 are inside and outside the classroom. So one group with 5 students is undergoing 1 hour teaching inside the classroom. Another group of 5 students is undergoing 1 hour outside the classroom. Similarly, the third group with 4 hour teaching inside the classroom, and the next, that is the last group, is 4 hour teaching outside the classroom. So like this, you get 4 cells with the T treatment A and B, that is 1 hour and 4 hour teaching, and levels inside and outside the classroom. So this is a simple factorial design. So the outcomes are going to be 4 results. Now with 4 results, each result may be different. So I will take help of the internet where I studied this. I hope the screen is visible now. So here I have taken the same example where 1 hour teaching, 4 hour teaching, and outside the classroom, inside the classroom. These are the two different settings and the time variation. Now here, after conducting the test, if you analyze the scores, whether you have taught inside the classroom or outside the classroom, 1 hour to whom you have taught, their scores are say 5. Whereas the students who have undergone 4 hours of training, they have scored better. Whether it is inside or outside, that has no effect on the learning. You can see from this 4 cells where the students have undergone 1 hour of teaching, 5 is the score. Whereas the students who have undergone 4 hours of teaching, the scores are 7 and 7. This shows that whether you have taught inside or outside, that has no effect. That means you are ruling out one possibility, one variable where inside or outside teaching has no effect. So the average scores are 6. So how you can better the average scores, that also you will come to know from this experiment. Similarly, you can see here in the second column where 4 hour teaching, the scores are definitely better, 7. Whereas 1 hour teaching, the scores have remained same as 5. The same thing can be depicted with the graph also, where out you have 7 score and in you have the scores are 7 again for 4 hour teaching. So these are the two graphs indicating 1 hour teaching with out and in, and 4 hour teaching with in and out. So these are the graph. Here you can see there is a increase with the number of hours. There is a increase in the performance. That means you are ruling out that the number of hours has more impact than where they are taught. So this simple factorial design helps in concluding which factors have more impact and which factors have to be considered for the research work. Now, what is the effect of setting? That is, whether inside the classroom or outside the classroom, is there any impact? So definitely we have observed, depending upon the score, that there is no impact on the setting. But the average has come out better here because of 4 hour teaching. Whether it is outside or inside, the children have scored the same score. So the effect of setting is 0. That means you can ignore that setting factor. Instead, you can add another factor which can really have some impact. So there is, whether you consider this factor or not, the impact on the performance is zero, or in some cases it may be negligible. In this case it is zero. In some cases, practical cases, it may be negligible. So whatever may be the thing, you can always ignore that factor and add another factor to the simple factorial design. Like this, you can consider even the common example what we have been taking of COVID, where we were always considering the effect of, or studying the effect of vaccination on the severity of the symptoms. We have discussed earlier this example. Whatever data so far is available, people who are vaccinated once or twice, the severity of the symptoms is less. Naturally, the time taken for them to recover also will be less. So still these studies are going on, but for our example, we had considered this as one of the examples. Similarly, the hostel example also we had considered, where the pizza was given as a, so all those things also you can consider here for simple factorial studies or design techniques. So here another case study where we have treatment A and treatment B, and for each treatment you have two levels. So if that is the thing, you can say that teaching a particular subject. See in your studies, simple control engineering teaching. Same example, if I say that, okay, 1 hour and 4 hour teaching, immediately you say that, okay, 4 hour teaching is definitely better. Wherever you are taught, 4 hour study, unless certain conditions like distractions, if they are less, whether it is inside or outside the classroom, definitely the performance who have undergone 4 hours of training per week is definitely better. Same here, scores, if you consider controls engineering teaching, for say 40 marks, if you evaluate them, the scores are for 1 hour teaching 15.5, and for 4 hour teaching, say the group B has scored 23.3, and for 4 hour teaching outside, here the averages are increased. So if the distractions are less and the number of hours are more, definitely the performance is less. Performance is better. Similarly, you can consider even the IQ level of students also. So you can have good number of examples you get here for simple factorial design and finalize which factors are going to give you good results. So another study where the means, when you take the column mean or the row mean, this also gives you an indication how you can improve the average results. Average results can be improved by considering all the groups, whether IQ level is high or low, whether the IQ level, whether other parameters like number of hours without distraction are studied well. So considering that, your averages or the mean values can be improved. So to improve the overall performance of any class or any other case study, we can use the simple factorial designs. So the 2 by 2 design need not be restricted in the manner as explained above. That is, having one experimental variable and one control variable, but it may also be of the type having two experimental variables and two control variables. That means slightly expanding this, you can have two treatments and two control variables. That also gives you a simple factorial design with better design concepts. So here one example they have taken. A college teacher compared the effect of the class size as well as the introduction of the new instruction technique on the learning of research methodology course. So for this purpose, he conducted the study using 2 by 2 simple factorial design. His design in the graphical form would be as follows. So two methods he has introduced, new method and the regular method. And the class size, smaller group size and the usual group size. Smaller group size is usually less than 10 students where one-to-one teaching is possible. A larger group size or the usual group size is around 20 students or 20 to 24 students per batch. So how exactly with the small class and the usual class, and the methodology introduced is slightly different. The new method and the usual method of chalk and board method, and a new method with some PPT or videos, if that is introduced, which one is more effective on a smaller classroom or a bigger classroom, or with the new method or the usual chalk and board method? So which one is more effective? Naturally, our common sense also says a small class with chalk and board as well as new method like introducing PPTs or the videos for illustrations. Such one is definitely going to give you good results. The simple factorial design can be expanded to 3 by 4 or 4 by 3. Any number of factors can be introduced with the different levels. So here you have two factors again, one with 4 levels, another one with 3 levels. So two factors, one with 4 levels and another one with 3 levels also gives you a simple factorial design. As you go on adding more number of variables with different levels, that leads to complex factorial design. Only with two factors with different levels is going to give you simple factorial design. Here 4 by 3 simple factorial, 4 by 3 or 3 by 4 you can interchange them. Accordingly, your rows and columns will also be interchanged. Here 4 treatments A, B, C, D. One factor with 4 treatments or 4 levels, and those 4 levels are called here as A, B, C, D treatments, and another factor with 3 levels, level 1, level 2 and level 3. So total number of classes you are going to get is 4 into 3. So total number of classes or groups or cells you are going to get is total of 4 into 3 is equal to 12. Because when I say, okay, 4 students or 4 group of students, I will take example of again group of students, 4 group of students, each group with different levels. Now IQ level, say, are low IQ, medium IQ and very high IQ. So these are the 3 levels you are categorizing and 4 groups are there. Again, in these 4 groups, you are going to give different treatments A, B, C, D. Now, what are these treatments A, B, C, D? One with normal, usual teaching, another one with PPT level of teaching, another one with hands-on experiments, and the fourth one with only video and explanation kind of a teaching. So these are the 4 different treatments given to these groups, and you are going to get 4 by 3, and each level of the students is low IQ, medium IQ and high IQ. Now how exactly you are going to low IQ with only chalk and board teaching, and low IQ with only PPT with explanation, and low IQ with hands-on experiments, and low IQ with visual, that is video kind of a presentation. So these are the 4 levels like this for on low IQ, which is going to give you 4 group of students with 4 set of results. Similarly, on the medium IQ also, you are going to have 4 more groups like this. And on the third level, that is at high IQ level students, same 4 treatments are going to be given. So in all, you are going to get total 12 results. So this is how you are going to now observe the effect of this kind of a teaching on all these groups and come to a conclusion. Which one is having more impact? Which one is going to give you better results? After conducting the tests, you will come to know what is the result of this. If the results are good for a particular section, you are naturally going to implement the same thing on the other group of students as well. So this is to, first point is to see which kind of a teaching on which group of students is giving you good results. Second thing, to rule out certain parameters which are not so effective on teaching. So both can be achieved with this kind of a factorial design and experimentation. So this is regarding simple factorial design. In the next class, we will deal with the complex factorial designs.